Yes,
Two people.
there will not be a need to make a perception skill check to notice someone leaving, courtesy of the sufficient roll Dwohurim made to find a suitable vantage point. Otherwise, rolls would have been necessary. It gets close to evening, so an entire day spent here. But that's when individuals watching will notice that someone is leaving the territory of the silent footsteps. It is one lone figure, far off in the distance, and they're not doing it conventionally. She's hopping from roof to roof, heading westward.
How careful is she being in this cold, icy weather?
At
Or
this
just
distance,
like running?
At this distance, she's not running, but she has the trained practice feat of someone who has extensively done parkour, as if she is very used to traveling up walls and across roofs.
All right, people, move out.
And from that, I'm gonna want ideas, or at least thoughts, on how Team PC is going to hope to keep track of, follow, whatever you folks have in mind for somehow not losing sight of her and continuing to tail her as she travels along the rooftops, heading westward.
I have some ideas.
Well, if we actually lose track of her, could I maybe use my X-ray vision thing to locate her more easily?
The walls would be too thick. Like, you would actually have to be traveling on the roofs.
Yeah, okay.
How would you feel about this, GM? I have the spell Draconic Leap prepared, which allows me to do flight. Only very, for one turn. It's one more turn worth of flight, and then of course so many rounds worth of recharge, and then it'll work again for up to 5 minutes because it's outside combat. Could I use that to try and keep track? Basically, whenever we pick, if I lose her, I'll cast it, go up, and try and see if I can spot her again.
I could see that as you attempting to parkour after her.
Yeah, but I guess parkour after, and then using that to help keep going.
Yeah, that would be a dexterity-based skill check, using an athletic background for Leon in an attempt to do that. That's an idea from Leon, at least.
Mm-hmm. Any ideas from the rest of you? That's one idea I could try.
I mean, I'm a wizard, so let me look through my spells. That's my tool belt.
Well, considering she is traveling over the roof, she is most likely not going to bother taking huge detours, because why would she? So, worst comes to worst, we can just kind of extrapolate the direction.
I think it's probably going
that's not really helping.
Does Thomas have an
tracker.
extrapolation background? Is he gonna pull out a projector?
Well, in his time in the guard, he had to extrapolate many things.
I don't know about that.
I like the idea sheet, but I don't think you're that experienced of trying to do that.
No, it's like I like the idea that Goger had. Just the walls would be too thick for him at ground floor to you could easily follow her tracks if you were up on the rooftops. You would just have to try to travel on the rooftops like she is.
Yeah, I mean, I could try to do that too. I have a decent dexterity modifier, but...
Sure, if you want
Could
to
you
try to...
talk a bird into helping us or something? It could follow her pretty easily, and we could give it a warm place to sleep if it agrees to.
If I see a bird, sure, but I don't think I'm gonna see one in this
Or
weather.
bat, I mean.
Well, just for the excitement, so that you wouldn't be attempting to do the same thing, we could say that the Druid could attempt to persuade a bird into following the particular individual.
Yes.
That I will accept this. Let me check something right here. Nature
Yeah, I'm not
talking.
gonna succeed though, but...
Nature talking, alright, that's good. Yeah, you can certainly talk with plants and animals. I'm going to need a hard skill check using your charisma modifier and I suppose your forest wanderer background.
Alright.
Do this. Good talk the bird into.
A plus level as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's see.
Come on, 20. We're talking walking to carry us the entire way.
Nope.
Unfortunately, Fargus, animals, like, they can possess some cunning, but the questions that Fargus has to limit himself to are just too constricting. So, you know, he gets a hold of a bird and tries to explain the situation, and the bird doesn't fucking get it. The best, like, Fargus is able to get is, has someone been traveling on the rooftops recently? The bird says yes. Like, fantastic! The bird is released. You're like, motherfucking bird! I fucking knew that already!
Well, it looks like I'm following.
Alright, go ahead and give me a skill check, Dark.
For the athletic background, would my survivalist scout be appropriate, as I've used in the past?
For this particular situation, I think so.
Okay, okay. And dexterity, you say?
Mm-hmm.
D20, plus 3 for my dexterity, plus 5 for my background, plus 4 for my level. I don't think there's anything else. I don't know how, you know, because as I said, you know, I guess, like, if I fall off the building, draconic leap to keep going. Try again. Use that spell to, you know, if I can, maybe.
We'll see how the skill check turns out.
We'll see. A 1.
Chat, why are you not auto-scrolling? Let me that
was a natural 1.
Close the window, open again.
Magic?
I think Draconic Leap would have been okay in every situation other than a 1. I could have allowed recovery.
No burn the daily. Oh.
I think in the situation where whenever you roll the 1, you're simply unable to recover, and Leon loses any attempt to track her as he crashes unceremoniously into the icy ground. Not taking any damage, but you hope she didn't hear that.
There's a damn cat on the roof. That's the problem.
That scrubs up both Fargus's attempts as well as Leon's attempts to try and track this parkour drow.
Damn natural 1.
Oh, well. Thomas?
I mean, here we can fly, right?
Unless I can use my carpentry skill to build a makeshift flying machine.
I can help you with that,
little.
because I'm a shaper, and I know how to make things as well. We can build a glider, you and I, Thomas.
Yes, it's not
my 1-point carpentry background. That has never been useful so far.
I can use my wings to fly up with the glider and then glide after her. Wouldn't that be something?
I mean, yeah, do guards do tracking?
I mean, finding her is not the problem, because, well, I mean, we have to climb up there, but there's probably going to be, like, fallen down snow everywhere and like, footsteps in the snow and ice that cover the roofs. And I don't think that many people run on the roofs all the time, so... Like, there's probably only going to be one set of footsteps. The problem is keeping up with her.
Yes, when you're at ground level, it's so difficult to see where she's located due to the bizarre and ruined terrain of Dragonhall. And on the rooftops, you would hazard, particularly with Leon's 1, that she would move faster than you.
Now, whatever I did would probably have to be some sort of ritual, because my spells certainly don't have the basic of tracking someone riding on a rooftop or top of a city.
Your draconic flight, since this would be such a long distance, would effectively give you the same sort of caveat that I was giving Leon until he rolled a 1, whereas, you know, his draconic leap would allow him to make a recovery, and your draconic flight, basically, from the ring would allow you to make a recovery. But for what might be an hour or even like a 2-hour long trip through the evening westward, towards where the boat is docked. Your ring does not last long enough.
But I might be able to.
Well, yeah.
I could try to talk my ring into letting me use it for longer. Well, I think I'm almost better at dexterity things than on charisma things.
You're looking at speak with item and going, maybe not.
I mean, maybe. It doesn't actually say it has a skill check, but here I'm sort of thinking, how could I convince this ring to let me fly more? Because I need to. I mean, if I could do that, I'd do it all the time, right?
Well, as many times as you could have the utility spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, how would you attempt to communicate with the magic item? And even if you did, it wouldn't entirely resolve the issue.
No, it would give me another use.
Yes.
Another try.
Yes.
The thought was I would try to sort of ritualistically do it and remain in contact with him.
It would give you a free power recharge roll, not necessarily like it would auto-succeed. You'd still have to make the roll.
Uh-huh. What else could we do?
Could try that.
Could try that. I also have a pony. Equip me fast by riding my pony.
Did you
And even though I have to take some turns and such to follow her on the roofs.
My query, and I wasn't entirely sure, is whether Dwohurim would have brought us pony.
No, not now.
Okay.
Because it's too cold for him, really. But how else could I go about this? My utility specifically aren't as useful as I can, of course, use levitation to get up there, but that is only up and down flight, which is
right. You
sure not that helpful.
Have to, like, pull yourself across.
Yeah. It's straight up and down. I have feather fall, which is stop me from hurting. I have message. I can talk to people over a great distance. And I can talk to items. What can you do, sheep?
I mean,
Maybe we can do something together, right?
I don't have anything that would make me good at chasing her. Period, basically.
You don't have to chase her, you just have to make sure you don't lose track of her.
Mm-hmm.
Ask people, did you see a drow run past?
You're not a whole lot of people with that, and you know, you're on the ground right now. She's on the roof, so it's certainly more difficult for you to try and follow where she could possibly be. Like, there could be moments where you would get glimpses of her if you're not directly beneath her, but it's the bizarre architecture of the ruins of Drakenhall with all of its slanted, you know, ceilings and collapsed buildings and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one bonus is that she's not traveling that fast, courtesy of these rough conditions. On the other hand, she's still managing to travel at a decent speed.
Using your commander background to make sure we're in a formation so we can't lose track of her.
But Leon already fell off the roof.
Leon did already fall off the roof.
The damn cat got in the way.
And then the bird told Fargus that someone else had been there.
I mean, I could shout at you to track her better, but I don't think that's going to fix anything.
Follow that lady! Make sure not to get seen!
That would create its own host of problems.
I mean, Urim could certainly try to follow her parkouring. He's not super terrible at it. He has been out in rough conditions before. being a shaper is the same. Like, you're basically you're the blacksmith to the knight. The wizard being a knight, and you'll be the blacksmith, or you're the engineer of magic more so than the researcher. You're sort of out there, usually in the rough conditions of life. Especially as a prospector, out there quite a lot. He wouldn't be terrible at it, so to speak, and he could use his flight to if he slips and falls to try to get back up again.
Mm-hmm.
But how difficult does he think it would be?
Looking at a hard skill check, it'd be DC 20.
DC 20, you say?
Mm-hmm. And, if I were feeling merciless, and if this were one of those games that punish the short, stubby legs of dwarves, it might be worse. But, this is an equal opportunity system.
Yeah. He may have shorter legs, but he's better at other things. He's much more he's much more durable than most others. Much more used to these cold conditions. Yeah, he doesn't need to stay warm. Fuck, he's a dwarf.
The dwarf has stronger legs, so he can jump longer.
But yeah, in these conditions, what with how the roof looks, it would be a hard skill check.
Yeah.
Watch out for cats on the roof.
Could make incredible amounts of fire to burn all the ice. Probably wouldn't help anything. I could use Ray of Frost to make a seamless slide that I can then jump upon and continue casting as I slide away rooftop to rooftop, making little pirouettes in the air whenever I land on one, like a surfer on his butt.
I think that goes beyond the normal use of the spell.
Yes, he won't see that at all.
That would have been great, though.
It would have.
Can you charm person her from a distance and just?
I
tell
don't
her
have
to
charm
tell
person
us
prepared, Chief. That's a
where
dumb
to go?
spell. I can only do it to people with 40 hit points right now, which would be good sometimes. But it only does something in combat, and it only does something in combat where your allies don't seem threatening to the character, which I just haven't.
Oh.
I just have not been in a combat where you guys have not threatened
Fargus
people.
counts as always threatening. Like, you don't understand.
Like, he's like, we could be friends, and he's like, but your friend is murdering my friend. He says, I'm not okay with this, even if I am your friend. It's a little awkward spell. I suppose I should just try to. Sheep, you got my back, right? If I fail, you know how to succeed this.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Believe in yourself.
Hope I don't fail then. What can I gather from? I'm a prospector. That's a 3. I have my 5. That's 8 plus my dexterity. That would then be an 11 bonus.
And then you have your +1 because you took that incremental advantage.
I already added that.
Well, you had a +12 the last skill check. A +11 isn't that much of a fall.
Yes, I have a more than 50% chance, and I have a reroll by using my power.
Yes.
So, Dwohurim's up for this, right? Not 1. Come on. That's not enough.
Still not enough. Like, no, you will have to utilize the power of your ring.
Yeah, to as he falls from like a tall building to sprout wings.
Yes.
Shouldn't you have a +12?
No, because this is not intelligence based.
Oh, it's yeah, okay.
All right, well, let's try that again. That is not better. Sadly.
Dwohurim, unfortunately, is not able to keep up with the Dark Elf either, leaving it up to Thomas.
Right, the absolute only thing I can think of for Thomas to do in this situation is to climb up somewhere high and look. Because that's something he's good at. But it's not going to track her far, but it might be something at least.
Well,
maybe I lose track of her pickup.
Alright. This will be a strength-based skill check. Do you have a background which gives you any experience with climbing? In these icy, treacherous conditions.
I don't think I have any...
Oh, did you?
I don't think I have any background I can justify for giving me ice climbing experience.
No. This would... this would be your strength modifier... plus your level, plus a d20.
Alright, I can do this. I cannot do this.
No, and that one was going to be a higher one, as you were hoping to carry the results throughout the result. Okay. Team PC collectively fails forward, unable to keep precise track of the Dark Elf as she nimbly makes her way across the rooftops.
If only we had someone equally nimble.
I'm guessing I can't use my 6 to save the situation and tell the bird to do what I wanted it to do.
Your 6 has already been spent, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That'll pop up later. Spoilers. Yes, Team PC collectively fails forward. Now, the good news is that despite your failings, as it turns out, there really is only one person walking on the roof. And you are very dimly able to keep track of her footsteps, and even in the fading light, you are able to barely spot her as she makes her way across. But she certainly has considerable distance on you folks. And as you are into nightfall, you approach the coast, where you see an abandoned pier area, one of the many abandoned piers which have fallen into disrepair and disarray after the fall of High Rock. Off in the distance, you can see the Dark Elf as she leaps off the roof and begins heading towards a boat, a pinnace, which you imagine is the boat. I will describe it a little bit to you folks, but none of you are particularly sea-oriented. It's a fore and aft lateen-rigged vessel. And as none of your characters know what the fuck that means, that's where I'm going to end the description. Carpentry does not give you knowledge of boats.
It's the closest we've got, technically.
I actually had an image for this, but I appear to have forgotten to add it to the campaign, and I don't feel like opening up Map Explorer right now to do it, so I'll show you an image later if it's pertinent. What does matter is that the boat, from what you can see at this considerable distance in the dim light, is actually being unraveled from the pier, and you can hear the a booming voice say, "Come on, you're late already. We're heading out tonight." You're going to have to run pell-mell as fast as you can to reach that boat before it strikes off out of your range.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, we will surely run.
I mean, yeah. Is there anything else we can do?
Good.
To speed up the process, I could melt the snow in front of us.
We can make more snow in front of us.
You'll be slowing down to do that, though. Remember.
We have the slide idea. I make a slide so we can slide down and have it like a ramp.
I will be transferring you folks to a new map, a battle map where I will add your tokens. You're going to be going into a combat situation, and as you folks failed to keep up, you're basically running in. They fucking hear you and everything, you know, doing your best to catch up to this damn ship before it, like, pulls away from this pier and, like, begins floating a bit in the water, the icy water.
Oh, fucking go, you asshole.
Whenever you do load the map, roll initiative for me, and when I see everyone has rolled initiative, then I'll describe what you see.
Alright.
This is ice. I don't like ice.
Oh no, not those. Damn it.
I mean, we got told they were here.
Yeah, I hate those creatures. They're the worst.
Damn it, I can't see it. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now, guys, don't speak.
Say, no words.
Thing is, out of character stuff counts as well.
What you see is a collection. It's a small vessel, as pinnaces are wont to be. There are 5 individuals you can spot on the boat, all of whom have turned towards the sprinting player characters with weapons drawn. You have a frustrated-looking and, like, a bit panicky Triss here, who has got a bow lifted up and pointed in your direction. Next to her is the scarred visage of the muscular Calorel with missing fingers on one of her hand, and she sneers as she looks over, and her eyes focus squarely at Thomas, and she says, "You." Also on the boat are 3 individuals of roughly gnome height, and I will describe them again for you. They are small creatures, as I said, roughly gnome height. They do resemble beardless dwarves who've had the air let out of them, and they have rather red caps. This lovely individual here, he's got a knife, and he's got a sling. This individual here, he's got twin skinning knives. And this one right here has huge bloody cleavers. And I will warn in this, if you die, if you're taken down to a situation where your character will result in death, it will result in death. Calorel is not at this point in her career, where she is considering sparing one of the lives of the player characters after everything she's been through. Go ahead and roll initiative for them. Each of them gets their own separate initiative roll, and they have a hot hand, perhaps because they heard you charging.
Yeah, Grimith, if that is still possible, I would like to use my initiative reroll for this fight.
What does it say about the rules of the initiative reroll?
I can tell you that in a moment. I was basically just waiting for you to finish talking.
Okay.
It says, in addition, 1 battle per day you can reroll your initiative if you don't like the first result. You must take the rerolled result.
Alright, go ahead and reroll.
Alright. That is even worse. Alright.
Okay, Thomas moves down.
You know, Thomas takes a moment to wave to Calero.
Okay. Triss is up first. She raises her practiced bow, and what you folks are on is a basically a little crowded stretch, and this is effectively the boat they're on. And there's a little gap here, water, but you're adventurers, you're almost champion tier, you can clear that without making a skill check. She lifts her bow up. Well, I mean, she takes a look at the results, and considering how angry, like, Calorel is, like, glaring at Thomas, she's gonna follow Calorel's example, and she's going to fire at Thomas. That is going to be 31 versus armor class.
That is very much a hit. I would like to use my ring against the 20 points of damage right away.
Okay. That will be just 6 points of ongoing damage for Thomas, as the barbs easily find a hole in Thomas's armor and strike into his skin. That was a natural odd roll, so the rest of her attacks do not trigger. She will not move. She is done for this turn. This jaunty-looking, lovely motherfucker right there, he'll actually double move. And he's going to engage whichever one of you is going to intercept him. Thomas. He will engage Thomas and end his turn, standing half of Thomas's height. This lovely little guy here, he will move and attempt to engage Thomas, since Thomas is already engaged. And Leon steps up to the plate. Alright. It is your turn, Fargus.
Alright, so is it a quick action to use my sort of X-ray vision, or...?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right, so Fargus will use his extra vision to see if there are any more of these skulking things around.
It looks like through all the debris and the barrels and the chests, there are not any of anyone else. They're
Alright.
just these.
Okay then. Fargus is going to summon his fire element. Or maybe not, that's on a wooden boat. We don't want to burn it down, do we?
I don't think the firemen's are going to burn the entire boat. The time it's going to take to find this combat.
Maybe not.
Go
Yeah,
for
sure.
it, I'd say.
And we'll set them up a Viking burial otherwise.
Yeah, sure. Summon a
I mean,
fire
if we
here.
kill all of them, we can just take the boat and use it for later.
Yeah, we can.